Welcome in today's speed reviews slash faves and fails slash purchaser pass. I don't know what I'm calling it these days, but this is a speed reviews video of all of the products that I tested for the month of February. I'm going to do this video a little bit differently than I have done it in the past. I've done a couple of these videos where I've done cutaways of me trying on the products, but it was taking me so much time to edit that I'm going to try and save myself a little bit of time, and I'm going to apply these products as I'm talking about them. This is mostly all a set of new releases. There are 60 things here, and there's only a couple of new to me items. Most of them are like came to the market drugstore in January, and then some more like high-end products that came to the market in like January and February. I'm gonna try and do this video with the most amount of information, so I'm gonna shut up and roll right into us applying all these products. Okay, so I am going to start how I would normally apply this to my face. I do have them broken up all into categories behind me here. There are 60 new items. I say 60, there are some of them that are like the same product but like different shades, so I'm counting them as one. I want to apply them as I'm talking about them, but of course there's more products than I can actually get onto my face, which is normal. It's been like that in other videos, but I'm going to put on the ones that I really like the most. Some of them I just, you know, maybe they're not my favorite, but I'm going to try and apply them to show you guys as much as I can kind of like get onto my face. These are really fun videos for me to film because, I don't know, I get to talk about all the stuff that I've tested, even if I don't get to test it all on camera and it's not something that I've actually reviewed individually or in depth before. And sometimes these are like videos where I get to come back and actually say how I feel about it more than just like first impressions. So that's it in a nutshell. Let's start off with primers. The first one that I have is the Forever Glow Veil from Dior. This launched with the reformulated concealer. So I picked up the concealer and I picked up this as well. I picked up a bunch of like Dior products. There are some other ones in today's video. I think this is nice. It's like a glowy primer. It's a pretty thin consistency. It looks just like a moisturizer. Someone asked me my trying new makeup video whether or not this like had sparkles in it, and I said no. It's kind of a natural glow. There's no sparkles or anything. There is a scent to it, so if you're not into scents, you might not like this product. I don't think that this is a purchase or pass. I think this is more of like, you know, makeup graveyard situation. I don't think that you need to run out and get this. I think it's nice. I like Dior based products, but it wasn't a revolutionary product for me. I think there are less expensive products on the market. However, if you're like a Dior fan of base products the way that I am, then I think that you'll enjoy this if you have dry skin. I don't think it's overly moisturizing. I don't think if you had oily skin would this be too hydrating or mess with your foundation in any way. So I actually feel like it's a product that would work for really all skin types. I just think that this is something that I could see someone with like dry skin using. Glow Veil, a little bit moisturizing, a little bit more hydrating. So that's my take on it. I think it's makeup graveyard. I think it's a pass unless you want to spend your money on Dior. I don't think you need to run out and get it. The next one that I have is the Flower Beauty Skin Smoothie Radiant Primer. I think this is similar enough to the Dior that you could just get this and just be fine with it if you liked kind of a glowy product. I picked this up when she launched 3 of her primers for a drugstore in January, and I said this was like a dupe for the First Aid Beauty Skin Smoothie Primer because it has the pink color, it has a very similar like finish. I don't think it's as radiant as the Skin Smoothie Primer, so I do like that one a little bit more because it's a little bit more hydrating. It's like a thicker formula, but I think this is great from Flower Beauty. I'm a pretty big fan of Flower Beauty products in general. There's a couple of items in here from her, of her new releases. So I enjoy this one. Can you tell the difference? I actually think that this one is a little bit more hydrating than the Dior one. So if you like Flower Beauty, if you like a little bit of a glowy primer and boost of hydration, I think this one could be a purchase, and it's, you know, relatively inexpensive. So that's my take on that. I have 2 like under the foundation glowy primers, and I'm gonna put them in this category because they make sense to me that way. That's how I've been using them. This one is a new release. I know that it's had a lot of hype, so you know everyone has seen it, but it's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. The reason that I put this here as opposed to like in my highlighters is because I do not wear this product over my foundation. I wear this under my foundation. That's how I like it. And it's one of the few like liquid glowy products that I actually think show through my foundation. Like some of them that I have, you look at them and they're really pretty on the skin, but you can't see them when you put foundation on top of them. For example, my Say Glowy Super Gel is really, really pretty, and I swear by this product, but it doesn't show as much through the foundation as the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So I see the hype around this product. This one is a definite purchase. I think this adds something to my collection. One that I do think is a pass that's very similar is the Kosas Glow IV Skin Enhancer. I reviewed this really poorly in my first impressions video. It was just like this super metallic, really kind of tinted, thick consistency kind of product. I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand for you. It's just so metallic that I was using it as a primer all over my face and it was way too much. But then I started to use this on like the high points of my face as I would the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and I think it's pretty that way. It's just that it only has like a 6-month shelf life and it's quite a bit of product. It's not as easy as an application as the e.l.f. Halo Glow because it comes on a doe foot applicator. So I don't know, I guess that's not my favorite. It's a little bit more expensive and it's a thicker consistency. It's just really, really thick under the foundation. I felt like it was kind of disturbing my foundation a little bit when I was like laying it on as a primer. I feel like a lot of us were trying it that way because that's how we saw this product fitting, but I don't think you can. I think it's more like you would use the e.l.f. Halo Glow. But I also figured that I might test this, like putting it all over my legs to get like a shimmery leg in the summer and wearing shorts, but I almost feel like it might be too metallic. So this one is a definite pass for me. This one is something that I feel like I'm making work for myself, not that it like added anything to my collection. I think the e.l.f. Halo Glow did maybe what this was trying to do. I think a lot of companies are coming out with products like that, so that one's a pass for me. The next new release that I have is the Wet n Wild 5-in-1 Primer Essence or Essence Primer and Finishing Powder. I was really excited to see this and I really wanted to test it exactly how it's marketed, as like a primer under the foundation and a setting powder. I think this is a huge purchase for me. I've been taking it on like a sponge or like a puff pad and just using it like in my T-zone to really fill in my pores, and it's been so beautiful. It's super finely milled. I think it does like airbrush my nose before my foundation goes on. I never think it looks heavy under the foundation, and I think it's a beautiful finishing powder. I was also using it kind of like as a setting powder. I don't think it overly sets your makeup, but it is a beautiful blurring finishing powder and is a primer. So I thought this was a really cool product. I know there are others on the market like this. I just haven't tried them in this way. This was kind of my first time like testing something where I would use a powder as a primer under my foundation, and I think it was gorgeous. It's really inexpensive, so that one is a definite purchase for me. I have two eyeshadow primers here. The first one that I have is the Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer from True and Luscious. This was a BoxyCharm item. I don't think you need to run out and get this. It's a tinted eyeshadow primer. It does do a really good job in like giving a little bit of coverage to the eye. It also, you know, it's just a good eyeshadow base in general. Like, it works really well. It was so nice that I ended up like going to their website to see what else they checked out, and usually that's a good sign when I get something in BoxyCharm that I like so much. I'm like, hey, this is an unknown to me brand. Let me go to their website and check out what else they have. I've done that with like a couple of other BoxyCharm items, and it's partly the reason that I haven't canceled my BoxyCharm subscription at this point. But I think that products like this and some of their other items that I've really liked, one was the Lower East Side Cream Bronzer. Never heard of it, really enjoyed that bronzer. And I went to their website to check out what else they had. Are the reason that I keep products like this. I don't think this is like, you know, there aren't other products like this on the market that you can't get for less expensive. One of them being the Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer. It does something very similar, but it's even more tinted than this. This one I think actually does come in more than one shade. This one is in light nude. I don't know about Juvia's Place. I thought it was just one shade. So in that way, I kind of like it. So it's a pretty good product. It was, you know, makeup graveyard for me. It's not something that I feel like you need to have in your collection, but I found it being really nice. The next one that I have is the Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow primer. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I have been like on the hunt for a couple of things, redness reducers and pretty inexpensive eyeshadow primers, because I'm one of those people that really just doesn't venture outside with a couple of products, mostly being like eyebrows, eyeshadow primers, and redness reducers. And I've been trying all three of those categories a little bit more lately. I've been trying to get a little bit more, I don't know, brave in that department. And I have a video on this, equating this to like the consistency that it feels very smooth and like a cream to powder formula, to the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, which is one that I absolutely love, that just doesn't have like a lot of tint to it, but really works well. I just think that that one, being super inexpensive, can be a huge purchase. There's no reason why you can't pick that one up, and I would say save your money on the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion if you really like it, and then pick up this one from Essence. Huge recommendation from me on that one if you're someone who likes to prime your eyes. Let's move on to the next category, which is foundations. I'm going to talk about the one that I like the best first, and really the only one that I'm going to apply to my face, because these other two, they just really don't work for me, and I don't want to be sitting with like half my face with either one of these on for very long. So the first one that I have that I really love was the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation. I tried this right when it first launched. It's one of those foundations that's super interestingly affected by really the primer that you put on underneath it. There was the first day that I tried this in a testing new makeups video, and it was so glowy and dewy on my skin that I almost like didn't like it, like gave it a bad review. But then I test everything that I have multiple times, even if it means I look like crap for the day. So I continued to test it, and then the very next day it was much more of a like not radiant, more satin finish. It was so interesting. I was like, why is this giving me a different like finish the second day that I wear it? And then I just realized as I was pairing it with different things how different it looked each time I used it. So it's just one of those foundations that is light to medium coverage, but highly impacted by the products that you have underneath it. And that's pretty much it. It's really nice light to medium coverage, very natural radiance. I think it's been a really long time since I've enjoyed like a Revlon foundation, and I really enjoy this one. I'm gonna pause for a second and show you the next one. The next one is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. I did a full video and wear test on this, and I was so excited to try it. I really like Juvia's Place. I like their shadows, I like their blushes, their bronzers. Like I like pretty much everything that Juvia's Place has, but this was not it for me. I didn't find the radiance in it. It was overly drying on my skin. It super emphasized all of the texture on my face. I really wanted to love it, but I didn't. I'm sad to say I cannot keep this in my collection because I will not get enjoyment out of it. It's much too dry. I did end up getting a shade that was like too light for me. It matches my real skin tone a little bit better than I like. It made me look ghostly. It's in Maricao, in case you're curious. I don't want to put this back on my face. I didn't enjoy it every time I've used it. So this one, if you're someone with dry skin, I think that it's a pass. You might actually like it if you're combo or oily skin. I know there are a lot of folks out there that do have that kind of skin type. So if you do have that, you might really like this because the coverage on it is really good. But for me, it's just too drying. So that one's a pass for me personally. The next one that I have is the NYX Bear With Me Blur Blurring Tint. I liked this one a little bit more than the Juvia's Place, but again, it's just too drying. I thought it was going to be more like the concealer, which is more serum-y. I find that a little bit more radiant than this is. It didn't work. It looked dry. It looked drier as the day went on. Again, when you're putting this on someone with dry skin, you know, it's dry out right now this time of year, and so it kind of sucks the moisture out. For me, this was a pass. I have 3 concealers and 1 color corrector. I'm going to do the color corrector first because I am going to put that on. This one is the e.l.f. one. I know that e.l.f. came out with a bunch of camo color correctors, and they were in all different shades. This one is in like the shade Peach, and I really dislike this. I think that maybe I could have tried, what's the other one that covers up purple? It might be blue, and that might work better for me. I have been trying like to conceal some of my redness and discoloration a lot lately. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. But I felt like this one didn't do it. Not only did it not cover my redness, but it actually like has a color. Like it's really pink, and I hate adding a bunch of pink to my face because I think it makes me look sick. It's already something that I'm trying to get rid of, is my redness. So why would I want to add something that just has more color? Can you see what I'm talking about? Like it doesn't really color correct my darkness under my eyes, and I don't want to layer this up again, and I don't like the color that it adds. It's just not something that is adding anything to my collection. What I find that I'm doing with it is just trying to conceal it more with more concealer. So this defeats the purpose for me. The one that I absolutely love, I'm just going to talk about Becca. I know you can still get that one, I'm pretty sure, on Smashbox website. So I just haven't found anything to really replace it. I have a couple of other color correctors in my collection, and I like the e.l.f. one the least. I think that it actually has good reviews, so I might be a minority there, but I can't say that this pink hue that it's leaving is my favorite. The next one was the Bobbi Brown Skin Full Coverage Concealer. I just picked up the mini. It was okay. It wasn't overly hydrating, so I don't really want to try it on. It was all right. I mean, it's not my favorite full coverage concealer, but you know, as someone who has dry skin, I'm usually looking for something that's a little bit more hydrating in the full coverage concealer department. I didn't find that with that. So that one's a pass for me. The next one that I have, the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This one is the reformulated one. This was my original like holy grail, or my holy grail to the original one. I loved it so much. I travel with it. It's like one of the few concealers that I actually travel with, and I was so worried that they were going to reformulate this one into the ground, and I'm pretty pleased to say that I don't think they messed up the reformulation at all. My thoughts on that from my original video testing this concealer and a bunch of other Dior products, it hasn't changed. I think it's your light to medium coverage. It adds a little bit of radiance. It's one of the few concealers that just last all day on me, and that I notice continue to last all day. It never creases. And like I said before, I'm a huge fan of Dior base products. So this one's a tried and true. I don't see really any difference between the other previous formulation in this concealer. So that one is a purchase for me. The next one is also a purchase. This I've been loving. This one is the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer. This launched in January. I have mine in the shade Vanilla. I even like this silly little like kind of curved flat doe foot applicator. This is a full coverage concealer. It's surprising because the Get Real Serum Foundation is like this oily consistency whisper of coverage, and so that's what I was expecting with this concealer, and it's not the same consistency. This is a full coverage concealer. That is exactly how it's marketed. I always get a really good amount of coverage with this, and I was liking it so much that, you know, usually when I've tested a product out pretty good, I put it in like my little basket to do my speed reviews at the like subsequent month, and I kept pulling this back out. That's just how much I was enjoying it. Like, where's my Flower Beauty one? Oh wait, I have it in the basket in the closet. So I was really, really liking it. I can't say that Flower Beauty has my favorite base products, and I liked the Light Illusion Concealer, but I really prefer that one a lot. So that one is a purchase for me for sure. Okay, so let's move on to the next category. I have 5 bronzers slash contours. The first product that I have is like a set here, and so I'm counting them as one. This is the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. I ended up getting these at CVS, and they just happened to have one of each shade left. So they had light, medium, and deep. And the reason that I ended up getting these is because I thought that they would be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. But when I saw the lightest shade, I was like, there's no way that's a dupe for Charlotte's, but this one in deep could be a dupe for Charlotte's light to medium range. So I ended up just picking up all 3. I can say that these all work for my skin tone. They're not my favorite product, but I do think that they are contour shades. The reason that they're not my favorite is because they dry down too quickly. And so you have to put them on like one place at a time and then blend them out. I don't find that they're patchy or anything. It's just that that's kind of annoying, that you have to like apply it at one spot and then blend quickly because they dry so quickly. So there's the light, there is the medium, and there is the deep. And this is why I'm saying the deep is more similar to Charlotte's light to medium, because this is very, very similar shade. I think that it's a good dupe for the deep in her light to medium, don't get me wrong, but the application process is just a little annoying on these products, so much so that I think they're getting bad reviews right now. I do like them all though. I can't say that I don't. Like, I have one in here that I like better. I think these are good contour shades because they're neutral. So I think this is a purchase for me. It's just that be careful how you apply them, because you're gonna have to do one spot at a time. Otherwise, you're not gonna like the application. The next one that I have is also like a dupe, or meant to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, and that's the Tarte Sculpt Tape. This one I like a lot, but I don't think that it's a contour shade. Here it is right here. Do you see how much more warm it is than like these neutral shades? I don't mean to say that all of the shades in the Flower Beauty wand are neutral, because the medium one actually has warmth, if you saw the back of my hand. But this one is much more warm, and don't think that they should call this a contour. I think it's more like a bronzer. I like this a lot though. I like this so much more than like the Charlotte wand in terms of like its color, because I don't think it looks like, I don't know, Charlotte's wand sometimes was looking like muddy on me and sometimes a little bit patchy, and so I was actually preferring this more. I think it looks more natural on the skin, and I know that it's only like a $7 price difference, and that's not a huge amount. So I've just been enjoying it so much that I've used maybe like a quarter of this product already. So I know that it's not that much less expensive than the Charlotte. I do think it's nice though. It is a purchase for me. The next one that I have is also a purchase, and I hate to say that it is, but it's the Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I wanted to hate this simply because it is a product that only comes in one shade, so it's just not super inclusive whatsoever. Like, how could they get by making a product that's only one shade? It was really crap on the part of Physicians Formula, but I picked it up because I haven't tried anything from Physicians Formula recently that I've really enjoyed. Like, it's just been a minute since I've tested it, and I wanted to hate it because of the shade range, but I don't. I think it's a beautiful, like, liquid bronzer with a radiant finish. I think it's easily applied. I think it's really pigmented. It gives like a nice glow to the cheeks, and yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. It's pretty inexpensive. I didn't try the liquid highlighter. I'm just not as interested to try that, but I think that this bronzer is quite beautiful if you have like light to medium skin tones, maybe not even medium, fair to light skin tones. I think this works really well. The next one that I have is a really new release. This only came out in February, but I have been using it like crazy. It is the Tower 28 Sculptino in Broad. This is marketed as like a contour and a bronzer in one, and I think it's just a bronzer. I really don't think that it's neutral enough to be a contour shade. I think it has a little bit of warmth. I don't know how you market something as a bronzer and a contour. So there's the shade there. It's warm, so yeah, I think it's just one. I did travel with this recently to a couple of days in Orlando, and it was like the only one that I brought, and I really enjoyed using it. It's really nice and simple and easy. I feel like this is very different than the Bronzino that they have, which is an actual bronzer, because this is more of a cream to powder formula, whereas the Bronzino is, it's not like, it doesn't dry down. It's not a cream to powder finish or anything like that. So I think this one is very different. I like that they have these like complementing each other in different finishes in their line. I just don't think that it's a contour. That's all. Just call it just a bronzer and just leave it at that, because it has a little bit of warmth. So I have been really enjoying this product. I kind of just like, and I didn't do it this time, but I usually just bounce my sponge, put it all on, and it takes like 2 seconds and I'm done. I think it's quite beautiful. It is a purchase for me. The next one is also a purchase and released like a day after or a day before the Tower 28, which is the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick. This is a true contour shade, and when you're marketing a contour, I feel like it needs to be a grayish tone. It needs to be something, there are them side by side. Can you see how different? It needs to be something that's really neutral. This is also a cream to powder finish, which Milk Makeup, that is exactly how their actual bronzer stick was. It was just a cream to powder formula. The way that I like to apply this is actually put it on the brush and then tap it in. Because it's so cream to powder, it actually dries down really fast. And so the first couple of times I was like drawing it on and I was not getting enough time to blend it in. So I realized, okay, I need to pick it up with a brush and then apply it. I really like this. Again, not dissimilar to the formula of their bronzer stick. It's that cream to powder. That's kind of something that I like. I think I prefer that maybe a little bit more. I think these are all beautiful products, but I think that's the only one that's a true contour shade. So that one is an actual purchase for me. I like having that in my collection. I don't have very many contours that actually call themselves contour that pull that neutral and that gray. That's what a true contour shade should be, in my opinion. Let's move on to the next category, which is blushes. I have 9 blushes here. I'm not surprised that I have 9 blushes. I want to go over the ones that I dislike first. This was a new formulation, I guess. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Blush. I really don't like this. I picked up a bunch of different blushes, or like cream blushes, from the drugstore. I think I picked them up all from CVS, and this was like not new releases or anything like that, but I was just hanging out picking up something else, and I noticed that this one was the most expensive when I checked out. I wasn't like in looking at the prices when I was paying, but this one was $14.99. Every other product was less expensive, and I thought I would really like this because it like is kind of creamy going on, but it's like chalky on the skin. It like feels like chalk. I know that it's supposed to probably be like a cream to powder formula and just kind of like have this matte finish, but it was super duper chalky and I didn't enjoy that. So that's like a pass for me. The next one that I have is the Dior Rosy Glow. This one is in Coral. I don't think this is a revolutionary formula by any means. I think that the color is more my speed. The pink one in Rosy Glow has gone into the makeup graveyard at this point because it's just not a shade that I really like, but I wanted to give it a shot. There is the color swatched there. It's just used for reference at this point. I don't think this is a revolutionary formula. I don't think that it ever was. I think people were just getting hyped up on the shade and the purple undertone of the pink shade in this blush, but I don't care for it. I care for this one much more. I do think that it's like airbrushing and whatnot. Like it looks really good on the skin, but I don't know. I think this is a makeup graveyard or a pass. Like I don't think you need this in your collection. I just think that if you're somebody who's of a fair skin tone, I happen to prefer the way that like peach blushes or like orange blushes or nude blushes look on our skin more so than like bright pink. So this one is nice. It's just not a run out and get. The next one that I have is from a indie brand and it's called Unique Beauty. Unique is spelled E-U-N-I-Q-U-E, and it's a brand from the United Kingdom. I picked up some of their eyeshadows and this blush. Super pigmented blush, you guys. I even have to be careful with this because it's so pigmented. Here is it swatched here. I took this on the trip with me and I put it on so heavy some days. I could see myself in like my reflection at the theme parks and I was like, oh gosh, you have so much blush on. And I went a little bit too heavy. Anyway, I've been trying a lot of products from indie brands lately and I picked up some eyeshadows from Unique Beauty. So good, you guys. I'm really enjoying like indie brands and Unique Beauty. I think their formulations in their eyeshadows and their blush are really nice, long lasting, super pigmented, and they're so cute and tiny. So that one is a huge purchase for me. I quite enjoyed it. The next one that I have is the Tarte blush tape. I'm not gonna put this on or the ones that I'm talking about on. I think this is good. I know this is duping the Charlotte Tilbury, and the Charlotte for me was always like just a little bit extra glowy. Like it emphasized all the texture on my cheeks and I loved the pigmentation of it. I just didn't really care for how much it emphasized my texture. There it is there. I think this one actually looks metallic or shimmery as well, but it doesn't emphasize my cheeks as much. And in this peach shade here, it's much more of a muted color than it has a huge amount of pigmentation. So I really do like this. I quite prefer it more than the Charlotte. Sorry, I hate to say that, I really do. And it's not that much less expensive. I mean, I think it is a pretty good dupe. I do like a punchier blush than this, honestly, but I did really, really like this. So I can say that it's a purchase. Do you need to run out and get it? No. All right, next, the one that I have from Kiko Milano that I am gonna put on is the Joyful Holiday Enchanted Duo Blush in the shade Gingerbread. Yeah, 01 Gingerbread Biscuit. It has like a matte in here and then like a shimmer finish, which I quite like. This was from their Joyful Holiday collection. And I just really like the shade, honestly. It's just my kind of shade. I kind of do have to go in with a light hand because it is really pigmented blush. It's just like your neutral, like gingerbready brown shade, and I think it looks really pretty. I've been enjoying Kiko Milano products so much lately, and I've been buying like quite a bit. So there is some more Kiko Milano products in this video today. Here is it swatched. I'm starting to get like staining, so it's a little bit difficult to swatch over some of this other stuff, sorry. I just think that nobody really talks about Kiko Milano anymore because it's not like a super relevant brand. I just think that everything that I've tried from them, their quality is really, really good. So that's a purchase for me. I want to promote Kiko Milano. If you don't know about them, they are like an Italian beauty brand. I just have quite enjoyed their stuff. I think some of their lip products are really unique. So I also have not only from their Joyful Holiday collection, but also their like Powerful Love Valentine's collection. I do have some items in here from them. The next one I have is from Makeup Revolution. This is one of their balms. It doesn't actually say multi-use balm is all it says on the packaging. This is like, I don't know, someone called it candle wax. Yeah, I mean, maybe it looks a little candle waxy. It's literally just a wash of color. There's not much going on there. Can you even see it? It's more like a gloss than anything. It never dries down. It's super sticky, not very pigmented. This is not the product for me. I think they were trying to dupe the Jones Road balm that was very similar to this. I didn't try that, so I don't know if it's a dupe. I can just say from what I've seen, it's fairly similar. It's just not my kind of thing. Like, I want something to dry down. I don't need something sticky all day long. And that does. It never dries down. It stays super sticky, and it's just not enough pigment. So that one's a huge pass for me. The next one that I have is one of the Cloud Crush Blurring Blushes from Too Faced. I know a lot of people are liking these, and I honestly wish I had picked up a different shade. And I know that people were trying to get their hands on this particular shade, which is in Candy Clouds, but it's just not my kind of shade, honestly. I just don't love this tone. And I picked this up because I thought it was more true to the Pinker Times Ahead collection that I picked up and did a full review on, so I do have that on my channel. And so I wanted something that was like pink. So this blush came to mind, so I applied it. I think it's very similar to the Dior. I held them side by side. I don't think this has like as much of a purple undertone. The cost isn't that much different. I like the formulation though. It's very blurring, it's very bouncy, it's very creamy powder formula. So like the formulation, don't love the color. I think that if you're looking for something that's a teeny tiny bit less expensive than the Dior Rosy Glow in Pink, you could pick this up. The next one that I have is from Profusion. This is from their I Heart Boba collection. This is in the shade Bes-Tea. It's a nice blush. It's really pigmented. It's $4. Look how pigmented it is. It's not a cream to powder finish. It's like a radiant finish. It's really nice, you guys. I love Profusion overall. I do have a recent video hating on their new Empowered Butterfly collection. I'm sorry. Like, I love Profusion, but I just couldn't get down with the quality of that collection, but I can get down with the quality of this. Like I said, it has a radiant finish, super pigmented, and $4. So it's not like I'm recommending something to you that's highly expensive. This is a good product if you like a really pigmented blush. The next product that I have, what is this? It's called the Cheek and Lipstick from REM Beauty. This is in the shade Audition. I picked up a bunch of REM Beauty products at the end of last year. Didn't try them all right away, but honestly, there's only two. There's only two of my haul from REM Beauty that I like. Sad to say, I'm just not a huge fan of the line. Don't know the direction of where she's going with it, but this blush was really good. It's really creamy, super pigmented. I mean, like, a little bit goes a long way, and it's kind of a staining blush. Like, it lasts a really long time. It stays all day. I never worry about it like fading. I usually actually like apply much more than that, so I'm trying to go lighter this time because I can tend to like look like a clown. But I enjoy this so much. I like the shade. I think it's really good. I think it's kind of like this unique burnt orange shade in my collection. I think it's semi-radiant, but it has like cream to powder properties to it. I don't know. I just really enjoy it. See how punchy it is. It has a little bit of radiance, and super good product from REM Beauty. Quite enjoy that. We are on to highlighters. I would say half of these are new releases and the other half aren't. The first one that I have is the You Glow Girl highlighter from JCat. This is a baked formula. I think this was a pretty new release. I don't know, it wound up in the new category on Ulta site, and so I picked it up with the rest of my drugstore stuff. And I think it's a really good like drugstore baked formula. I think that you can, you know, spend your $5.99 on this and save your money on some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about ahead, because I just think that it's beautiful. It doesn't overly emphasize my texture, and there's no shimmer on it. So this one's a definite purchase for me. The next one that I have is also from the Pinker Times Ahead collection from Too Faced. They just call this the Blushing Highlighter. It's a cheek topper, and it only came in one shade. I think it's pretty. I don't think it has any glitters in it. I think it's just a pink shimmer, and I think it's really nice. I'm not really into pink all that much. I think that it was pretty, and I think that if I'm gonna go for a pink like this, I think it could be this one. This is one, because it doesn't really have any shimmer, I do quite like it for that reason. So there it is applied. It's pretty, like it definitely is pretty. This one's probably makeup graveyard for me just because I don't love the shade, but I do like the formulation. The next one that I have is from Flower Beauty. It's their Spotlight Liquid Highlighter. Very similar to the liquid contour in how they like dry down. They dry down super fast, and so this one actually dries down faster than I think the liquid contour does, so I'm not a fan of this one. This was a pass for me. I just didn't really enjoy like how hard or like much of a stripe it looked like and unnatural on my skin. skin. This one is in the shade Opal. The next one that I have, I picked up, is not a new release. This is the Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. I don't know, I guess it's in the shade Double Gleam from MAC. You know, this is an OG. Like, these were super popular, probably starting in like 2016, and I just never tried them. So I wanted to give it a shot because I saw it in TJ Maxx, and I think these are really pretty. I think they're more of like a natural glow. They don't have any shimmers in it, but they're punchy. So it's a good one. I think that if you see these in TJ Maxx, like, get it. Like, don't pay full price for this because you can get drugstore that does this, but it is gorgeous. Like, I'm not gonna say that it isn't. So that one's a purchase if you happen to be in TJ Maxx. The next one that I have is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, and this one is in 002 Glitz. Again, another like item that I picked up in my Dior haul. I think these went super viral. A lot of people liked this palette and just said like, wow, you know, this is gorgeous, you should pick up the palette. I swatched one, it's right here, but this one does have sparkles in it. That is one thing that I noticed, which is kind of like, okay, so people like the sparkles. I think it's a good face palette. When I swatch the shades next to each other, they don't look that much different. This one here is the more pinky shade. This is the more like icy champagne shade. I think it's an overall nice palette. Do you need to spend your money on this? No. Does it have glitters in it? Yes, you have to like that. So it's nice for me because I like Dior and I like collecting makeup, but it's not a like run out and get. I'm not gonna tell you that you need to do that because I think that the J-Cat one is, you know, really nice and beautiful and a lot less expensive. I'm gonna do my eyeshadow really quickly and then come back and we're gonna start with the mascaras. Okay, I just did my eyeshadow really quickly with the Moira Beauty I'm Falling For You eyeshadow palette. I just did like kind of a purpley look. I got ahead of myself a little bit because I do want to go through single shadow products and like liquid shadows. I didn't want to put any of them on today because I'm really having a lot of sensitivity with my allergies, and some of these liquid shadows really irritate my eyes sometimes, and so yeah, today's just not a good day. But I do have 5 products here between single shadows and liquid shadows. The first one that I have is from Profusion. It's from their Jurassic World collection. This is more green than I was hoping it would be. This is one that doesn't like burn my eyes at all, but it's just a shade that I didn't realize I wasn't gonna like that much. I think it's a really good liquid shadow. It stays a long time. It's really easy to work with. It dries down pretty easily. I don't get any like patchiness issues. Like, application is super simple and that's really inexpensive. And so as it comes to liquid shadows, because I've been trying them a lot lately from all different brands, drugstore, high end, I think this is a really good one, just not a shade match for me. So I think that is a purchase if you're into liquid shadows. Test that one out from Profusion or their line in general, because I think it's a good formulation. The next one that I have is from Juvia's Place. This is in the shade Fula. Sorry, I didn't mention this. This is the T-Rex shade from the Jurassic World collection. This one is one of the Juvia's Place liquid shadows. This is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's like iridescent and gorgeous. This one, however, does kind of irritate my eyes for about half a second when I apply it, and then like as it dries down, it feels a little bit better. It stops like burning my eyes, and I do say burning because I do have some sensitivity. So beautiful, beautiful shade, you guys. Just iridescent, like duochromy. I know that these had a bit of a hype for a second. I think they're worth it. I think this is pretty inexpensive from Juvia's Place, and as far as like liquid eyeshadows go, I think that's a good one. Another one that I have is from Danessa Myricks. This is the Multichrome Pigment from like their holiday collection. She has these, but this came in like a set with something else, like the glitters or the chunky whatever, I don't even know what they're called. But this one is in the shade VIP, which I think was a like shade that was only limited edition for holiday. I like this product. I think it's much easier to work with than the other two because it's almost this like cream to powder formula, and it has like a nice shift to it. I don't know if you can see it, but like it shifts green to purple. It's kind of looking hard to pick up the shift on camera. I think though that because it's like a cream to powder, it almost feels like there's nothing in here. Like I kind of feel like after 3 or 4 uses, this would just dry up. So it's pretty inexpensive, but the formula is bomb in my opinion. The next one that I have is a lustrous foil eyeshadow from Ulta Beauty. This one is interesting. Like, this is a chunky ass formula. I think this is a huge purchase, but you have to like use a glitter glue with this, and you have to be okay with like using a really chunky formula. This did come broken, so I had to like repress it, but it is very, very chunky. I mean, it's so gorgeous on the eyes though. It's so light reflecting, but you almost have to like take the shimmers and like you know, pat them out on your eye, and it is pretty glittery, so like you have to like that kind of glitter, and you have to be able to accept the fact that this is kind of a chunky formula and be able to work with that. This is not a shadow that I reach for when I'm trying to get out the door quickly. This is like I have a minute and I want to play around with something super sparkly, and this is in the shade Silver Leaf. I think this is really good. I tested some few things like recently from Ulta Beauty, and I really like the single shadows that Sephora has in like their glitter shades. I don't know, they have different finishes, so I wanted to test this one out, and I think it's really gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but yeah, a little bit complex to deal with, but I definitely think that if you're into like single shadows, because that's just not expensive, it's worth checking out. The next one that I have is a huge purchase for me. This is from Moira Beauty. This is one of their lucent cream shadows. This is in the shade 0 to Infinity. This is just so beautiful, like one and done shimmer, and pretty inexpensive. This is like a silvery tone. I love this. In terms of like the single shadows that I have in my collection, like I would say that Moira Beauty does just what Hourglass does. Like I don't see any difference in the formulation. I think this is just as beautiful, and you can totally save your money. This is one that I would have put on today because it's not like, it doesn't irritate my eyes. It is an easy shadow to apply. I just didn't because I wanted to just get my eyeshadow done while my battery was charging, because it's been giving me so much trouble today. But this is a really, really good one. Super affordable. It's a definite purchase from me. I actually have 2 eyeliners here. One of them is like a set. It came from the Empowered Butterfly collection from Profusion. These are terrible. They're their liquid shimmer eyeliners, and they're like this watery nonsense. Like I don't understand why they're so watery, why they're just not very pigmented. I don't know what their problem is. Here are them swatched. There's the silver one, which is called White Wing, and this one is like Blue Wing. Yeah, they're not pigmented in any way. They're this watery hot mess. These I wouldn't even feel good passing on to a friend. They're just so bad from the collection, and you've heard me talk about other Profusion products, at least 2 in this video that I really do like. These are trash. The next 2 that I have, or one, it's a set, is from iMethod Beauty. I did receive these in PR. Like I have to say, they reached out to me, and I'm sure they reach out to a lot of little tiny content creators. These are their eyeliner and stamps, and coming from somebody who's not good at doing eyeliner, I thoroughly enjoyed these. I'm gonna throw this on just so you can see. So one end is like the left wing or right wing, and then the other end is the liquid eyeliner. I didn't apply that the best, honestly, but the first time I tried these, I was like, okay, I'm not that good at eyeliner. I'm terrible at wings. Let me give these a shot. Are these gonna simplify things for me? And honestly, I think that they're really user-friendly. From someone who's just not good at applying eyeliner, I thought that these were really good quality. I think they're like a matte black. I like both sides. Like I like the wing side, and I also like the eyeliner side. So the first day that I tried these, I did like a really complex eyeshadow look, and I was like, please God, don't screw this up. But yeah, I like the matte black finish. I like how easy these are to use. I think they're really good for beginners. I don't know, I just think these are really good. I like their pigmentation, so I think that they're worth checking out. I don't see like a lot of eyeliner stamps on the market, but they could be. It's just not something that I've kind of looked for. So those are a purchase for me. If you're somebody who struggles with eyeliner, I would say maybe try the stamps and like practice with those. I mean, just get some wet wipes out and stamp them and figure out how they work for you. But I think they're a good product. Like there's nothing wrong with them. I think they're quick and easy and simple, and you know, hopefully I did okay today. I didn't get them exactly even. Let's move on into mascaras. I'm sorry the sun is like setting behind me, but I'm filming kind of late in the day on a Saturday. So I have 3 mascaras here, 2 of which I like, and then one I think it's okay, but I don't love it. It's the Milani Anti-Gravity Mascara. This one comes like with a really strange wand, and it's kind of flimsy. I don't think it offers enough pigmentation for me. I think this one was a pass. One that I really do like from the drugstore, not really do like, but I like from the drugstore, is Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Boosting Mascara. This is like 90s nostalgia. It's this crazy like 90s wand. It's super goopy and chunky. I don't think like the formulation is bad on it. I like the pigmentation. I like the volume. I don't think it's overly lengthening or anything like that. I like something that's really pigmented. Is it my favorite mascara in my collection? No. Is it gonna go into the makeup graveyard? Quite possibly, because I'm pretty picky on the mascaras that I put into like my favorite rotations, and this one just isn't one of my favorite. Like I said, it's like a 90s nostalgia mascara, because it just performs so similarly to the mascaras that I'm used to using, or the ones that I was used to using as like a kid, which is just like a really black mascara that's kind of chunky and volumizing. So yeah, it's volumizing, it's not lengthening. I mean, it's nice. It's not my favorite. Like I said, it's probably gonna go into the makeup graveyard, and I only reach for like my absolutely favorite mascaras because, like I said, it's just a category that I'm pretty picky about. Like, it's nice, it's okay. It's a pass though. You don't need this in your collection. One I think that is really good is the Can't Stop Staring mascara from Give Beauty. It has like a ball in the end of the tip, and I thought initially that it was kind of like gimmicky, but I actually found that that ball helps me get into like the inner and outer corner really nicely, and so it ended up being something that I quite enjoyed on the brush. Yeah, I'm sorry about my eyeliner, you guys. I just was so lazy and trying to go fast. I think this is a pretty like lengthening mascara. I wouldn't say that it's my best in my collection, but for a first launch, I thought it was really nice from Give Beauty. It is pretty good. And this is one that I would reach for, like just thinking, hey, you know, I like that and I'll feel good about putting this mascara on a daily basis. So if you're somebody that likes like a volumizing mascara that's like pigmented, if you're somebody that struggles like getting into the inner and outer corner of your eyelashes, I think this is a good one to try from Give Beauty. Today my eyelashes are doing something crazy. Do your guys' eyelashes do that? Like some days they're just not like in the same place that they always are. So I feel like that's what's happening on this like left eye here. It is what it is, but I think this is a good mascara. If you guys are in the market for a new mascara, this is a good one to try. I don't think that it's like a run out and get. Like I would say the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara is a run out and get. You need that in your collection. I don't know that this is a need that in your collection situation, but I think that it's very nice. And if you wanted to give Beauty like a shot or something that was volumizing and offered a decent pigmentation, it's definitely better than like the Wet n Wild, for example. And so I've been quite enjoying this one. I don't know exactly how many lip products I have, but we are moving on to lip products. Some of these are in categories because they came from the same collection, but these next ones that I have were from NYX. They're from the Way of the Water collection from Avatar. These are like their luminescent lip glosses. They came with 3 shades in the collection, and I have like all 3 of them here because I purchased the whole collection. One is a like lighter purple iridescent shade. This one's like a darker purple iridescent, almost blue, and then this one is green. They're not very pigmented, and so they're nice glosses. They're a comfortable formula. The doe foot applicator has like a little curve on it, so they're easy to apply. Again, good formulation, not super pigmented. Like they don't have a strong base. They're more just like this kind of sheer wash of like luminescent color. And so they're pretty nice. I think that a lot of people like really watched my NYX Way of the Water Avatar collection try on. So if you're interested in seeing that, I have like the full collection on there. So here's all of the shades. Like I said, just a sheer wash of color. I think these are pretty. I think this one here, this one's in Biolume Glow. It's the prettiest to wear on an everyday basis. I will top this using this gloss. These other two are just maybe like a little bit more pigmented or a little bit more like colorful than I'll wear on an everyday basis. So I do like these. I think they're a good formulation. The next ones that I have, and I think there were 5 of them, maybe 4 or 5, I can't remember, are the Juvia's Place lip glosses from their Candy Shop collection. This one is in Strawberries and Cream. This one is in Choco Milo, and this one was like a shimmering kind of like peachy pink, and it's in Pineapple Pearl. There's at least one other one which is in like bubblegum, and it's in my purse. I love it so much. I keep it in my purse. It's just like your flat doe foot applicator. I think that Juvia's Place does a really good job on their lip products. I was overall like a huge fan of Juvia's Place lip products in general before I even tried these on. These are a stickier formula. Like they will stay on your lips. Like they lock down, they're a little bit stickier, so you have to kind of like that. There's the pineapple shade, there is the peaches and cream, and then this one is the Choco Milo shade. So these ones do have like a good amount of pigmentation. I think they're really comfortable and I really like them. And they have like the swirls in them, as you can see. So I know the swirls are kind of like popular, and I just thought Juvia's Place did a good job with those glosses. Job with those glosses. The next ones that I have are also a set. I had a third one, I don't know where it is. These are from Profusion, from the same like Empowered Butterfly collection. I think that these are nice. These aren't glosses, I'm sorry, these are lip creams. I think these are nice, but the purple one, like the stopper kept going into the cap, and so it was like making a huge mess when I was doing my try on video, and it had leaked into the top so much that it's starting to like leak when I set it down on the tabletop in the drawer. I think it's a really pretty color. This one is in Graceful. Soft Matte Lip Cream. This one is an Alluring, and I have one other one. I don't know where the heck I put it, but it's like a more kind of orangey shade. I like the formulation of these. I thought the packaging was super cheap though. So these are a total pass for me. Like, these are flimsy little nothingness. I don't like how flimsy they are. I don't like how the packaging is. So I would say pass. I mean, you could try it. Like, if you got better packaging, they're definitely a good formulation. The next one that I have, I really, really enjoy, you guys. This is the Lip Color Butter in Cherry Pick from About Face. This is super pigmented and glossy, and just like the Tarte in like how glossy it is, it just has like a lot more pigmentation than the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glows. Look at that. I love this. I took this traveling with me. It's a shade that I really, really like. This is a huge purchase for me. I really liked that from About Face. I have another one here from Kiko Milano. This was from their Joyful Holiday collection. This is the Hydra Desire Lip Stylo, and in the shade 01. I'm not really sure. I think that it's pretty good. I just don't think that it's like great. Like, it's just okay. It's like a satin lipstick is basically what it is, and so I think you can get that from like Essence and e.l.f. It's nice though. Like, I like the packaging. It's magnetized. It's cute. Like I said, I highly enjoy the Kiko Milano stuff that I've been trying lately. And so, like, if you want to jump on the Kiko Milano train and like look at their website, that is a good one to pick up. But they have so many more other lip products that I think are much more unique than that. So I'll go over those two next. These are again from the Joyful Holiday collection, and this one is their Stunning Creamy Lipstick in 01. These are so cool. It's like a swirl of like different shades of lipstick. I think it's like 3 different shades in here. It's really pretty. It's really creamy. I like the packaging of it, you know, the aesthetic of it. It's a pretty color. It ends up being kind of nude on me, so it washes out my lips because I'm so fair, but someone for a medium skin tone I think would really, really enjoy this. I just think it's a really good like satin lip product. The next one that I have is a balm from the Powerful Love collection. It's just their hydrating lip balm, and it only comes in 1 shade. But again, if we're talking about packaging, look at the sparkliness of this. It's so, so cute. I'm gonna throw it on. There's no color to this, and you don't get any sparkles like on your lips, so it's really comfortable because like in the center there's no sparkles, so it doesn't hurt or anything. It's really soft. And yeah, if you just like packaging, Kiko Milano knows how to do packaging. So that's a purchase for me. Like, if you're into fancy lip products, get it, try it. One that's gonna be a pass for me is the Atomic Lip Shake from Haus Labs. I like how like creamy this is and how glossy this stays. It just dripped onto my table, literally right here. But it's one of those that actually starts to like harden and break down and get like crumbly on my lips. It's really pretty finish, but it's not like nothing that the drugstore doesn't already do. And it just doesn't break down that nicely. So I don't know, this could be like one of those that goes into the makeup graveyard. I don't know, I think that one has like a lot of popularity. It was sold out for a really, really long time. Mine is in the shade Rosewood Shine. I think it's good, it's just not great. I tried the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer for the first time with my Dior stuff, and this came free. It's really cute, like this tiny little thing. I think it's pretty good. I don't think this is better than some of the stuff that I have from the drugstore. So I don't say like run out and get this. I can't jump on that bandwagon, but I think it's nice. It's a nice little lip plumper. If you're into, again, kind of like fun packaging on lip products, this is a holographic lipstick. It says Laura one way and you turn it the other, it says Geller, so you know it's from Laura Geller. This is the Perfection in Pink lipstick. It is Gorgeous in Gold limited edition lipstick. Yeah, the color is Perfection in Pink. So I don't know where they get that. It's not really too much of a pink shade. It's more like a goldy brown shade, but I got it for the packaging. For that reason, it's nice. The formula is super, super creamy and easy to apply. It's just like more of a gold shade when it gets on my face, and like it kind of washes out again because I just can't use like super brownie shades on me because they do wash out. So I think it's good. I'm showing you some lip products that I bought just for fun. So if you're in for just for fun makeup, then those ones, those fancy little lip products, they're good. The next one that I have is from Revlon, not a new release. This is the Super Lustrous Lip Gloss. If we're talking about drugstore lip glosses that are like pigmented, creamy, sticky, affordable, yeah, it's pretty good. This one is in the shade Blissed Out 246. It's not a new release, like I said, but it was fun to get and I do enjoy it. One that I don't enjoy, that is a huge pass, huge pass for me. I have tried this only twice and I hate it every single time. I will not bother even putting this on. It's a hot, chunky mess. It is patchy. It is sticky and disgusting. Like, it is so gross when you get it on your lips that it immediately starts to do that gross thing in the center. It is such a bad formulation. It's just disgusting. Like, pass, gross, no. The next one that I have is the Plump Up Gloss Stick from Flower Beauty. It's nice. I originally thought this was kind of like trying to dupe the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow. It's just not glossy enough. Like, it just doesn't, it's not like that. It's almost like a colorful, like, chapstick. It's really comfortable. Oh, it's so nice. It's that kind of comfort that you just want to go, like over and over. I like the shade. The shade is in Spicy. It's really pretty, really comfortable. I like that one from Flower Beauty. You could pick that up. Just don't think that it's a dupe for the Tarte. The next one that I have, or set of next one, are the Fat Lip Drip Oils from NYX. Love these. Sorry, I don't know if people are hating on these, but I think they're great. I have Newsfeed, which is a red shade. I have Follow Back, which is a like orangey goldy shade, and then I just got a clear one, which is in my Main, M-A-I-N, and I felt pretty good about picking up 3 shades because they're pretty inexpensive. They're about $9 a piece. And I did a dupes video saying that this one in Newsfeed was like a dupe for my Clarins lip oil, comfort lip oil in 08 Strawberry. I still stand by that. Like, they're not exactly the same, but I think you can save your money on the Clarins, which is really expensive, and one Allure Best of Beauty for 2022 for lip oils, and I think you can get the next one. Yeah, I really do. I enjoy these so much, you guys. These are gonna wind up in my purse. So there's the more orangey shade, there's the clear one, there's the red one. This red one is just like a light wash of color, super beautiful. I think these are really comfortable. I'm not hating on them. I think they're totally worth the $9 a piece, so I recommend those for sure. The last like lipstick product that I have is from Persona. This was a BoxyCharm item. This is their E-Balm and Manifest. I think this is really good. Like, I haven't seen this like for sale anywhere like Ulta or like Sephora or anything, so I don't know, it's probably just an item that doesn't sell really well, and so they give it to BoxyCharm, but I think this is super comfortable. It actually has quite a bit of pigmentation to it. It's really comfortable. This is another one of those like tried and true, throw it in your purse, like give you a boost of color and a boost of hydration at the same time kind of product. I don't know where you can get those, but of course I will list everything in the description box of like where you can get it, what it is, what shades I have, all that good stuff. I love this though. It's so good. The very last product that I have, and I kept this last because I wasn't going to put this on today, was the Essence 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. Woo, this is so good, you guys. It's so creamy. It's really pigmented. It stays a super long time. Mine is in the shade like mauve, but it looks more plum on me. Yeah, in the shade Cool Mauve. It just looks more plum than it does mauve in my opinion. But this is a lip liner that I tried for the first time, and I like put it on, and sometimes they're so creamy with the lip liners that a lot of the color that I put on over it, like let's say I topped it with this, it would just like end up washing out the lip liner and you really wouldn't see it anymore. But this one stays put in place when I put a lip product over it. It's just not budging at all, and you can see it through all of the other lip products that I put on top of it. So these are pretty inexpensive. Hit from Essence from me on this. This is a huge purchase. If you like a lip liner that's like creamy and retractable and stays all day and shows through your lip products, you're gonna wanna check those out for sure. That is all that I had. I know that was a lot. I'm sure that this is a really long video. So as the sun is setting, we are setting on all of the products that I tested for the month of February. If you guys are new to my channel, I really hope you consider subscribing. I love continuing to do this. I love doing this for you guys, even if I have just a small audience. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I hope that you guys stick around. I'm out of here, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.